I am still in tech. I have no interest to go back into accounting. One of the best decisions I ever made, because there's money in tech, okay? Make nobody lie you. Hi guys, I'm Stephanie Nadia. If this is your first time coming across my channel, today's video is going to be a different one. I'm going to be talking about how I transitioned into tech from an accounting background, the details, everything I did to make the transition a success. I'm going to be spilling all the tea. Can't spill all this tea and you still wouldn't subscribe. So make sure you're subscribing if you haven't already. And yeah, let's get into the video. Okay, so I'm going to give you a brief overview of my background, okay, so that you understand what I mean when I say I transitioned into tech. Growing up, I loved to play with technology. I loved to, you know, the way you'd get a new phone and like you'd play games. I would go into settings, see what is in settings, see what I can mess around there and mess things up on the phone to fix it. Like, I was just that type of child that would touch my mom's phone and put it on mute without her knowing, like when we had those, like the phones with the keys back in the day. So I always was an inquisitive and a curious child when it came to technology. When I got to like secondary school, I fell in love with business. So I ended up doing business in senior secondary school. I went to Infantiman Girls and I studied, I think, cost accounting, financial accounting. So it was around that time that I fell in love with accounting. So in university, it made sense. I chose accounting and Chinese. I went to the University of Ghana, studied accounting and Chinese. It was a combined major for 5 years. So when I went to level 100, I was studying accounting, Chinese, and sociology. I dropped sociology in level 100. It was not it, okay? But I don't know if it's the way I was taught accounting or the way I just grew into university that I fell totally out of love with accounting. How I got a second class upper in my degree is the man upstairs, okay? So if you wonder how I do my thing, it be my God. No money, how me it be my God. Today I'm telling you, it was not by my mind, it was not by my power, it was by the man upstairs that I got that. Because around level 200, 300, I fell completely out of love with accounting because maybe my love I had for it wasn't strong enough. So when the hurdles started coming, I was like, I'm out, okay? I don't even enjoy you that much. So I was studying to pass my exams instead of studying to get the skills, if you feel me. So I managed to graduate, and then when I graduated, I ended up working at the airport. If you've not seen my vlogs, I did my national service at the airport. Don't ask me how I went from accounting to aviation, but with national service you can end up anywhere. It's good to enter the field you learned, but then I ended up ending up anywhere. Okay, so while I was working there, my friend, she's such a blessing, she's called Afi. She works in tech. She did IT. We actually were roommates in the University of Ghana, and that's how we met from level 100 till I left to China. So she was working with a company in Canada, yeah, remote job, and then I think they needed a product manager. So if you don't know what a product manager is, a software product manager, so not just a product manager for a physical product. A software product manager is like, think of it like if there's a platform called Facebook. If you're a product manager with Facebook, you can handle the messaging aspect of Facebook. Someone will handle the posting on your feed part of Facebook. So you just work on improving parts of the whole messaging experience on Facebook. This company was a financial technology company, and then she was working there as their analyst, their data analyst, and she told me about how they were hiring. She thinks I'm very good for the role because of the fact that I was doing YouTube, I liked social media, sent me the link on LinkedIn. One thing she did do is tell the CEO about me as well, so I think that also helped me a step further. But don't be deceived, I did all 3 rounds of interviews. You heard me right, okay? Getting into tech is not a joke. Before I can even get to the part where I applied for the job, the next thing I had to do was make sure I knew what the role was about. So the role didn't exactly want prior knowledge or experience in product management. You just have to be willing to learn. I mean, if you have the experience, it puts you up there, but then if you're willing to learn every day and make yourself better, because it was a startup company, they would take you up, because a startup is like not as big, but then they're trying to grow with the employees. So I knew that I had no experience being a product manager, so I started taking courses with Google. I took a project management course with Google. It's not the same as product management, but it still gives you a little bit of knowledge about what tech roles are like. So I did that. I took a course on YouTube. This same YouTube you're seeing me on YouTube is just a blessing, okay? So basically all I'm trying to do is I prepared myself to transition into that role. I started learning a lot about product management, learning what the day-to-day role is like, learning how to like be good at my job just by watching videos that give you information. So it wasn't like a generic role that has already been there. It was like tech people just wake up one day and then there's a role, okay? She helped me do my CV. You need to tailor your CV to the role you're applying for. So my CV was tailored to accounting jobs, and then we changed it, included the fact that I have a YouTube channel, I have an Instagram, included how many followers I have, included everything I've done to reach where I've reached right now. And I also mentioned that I did accounting because of the fact that this company was a financial technology company, so it actually helped me a little bit. But this company was a financial technology company in the sense of cryptocurrency, Web3, etc. What made me want to move out of accounting into a field I enjoyed more was I wasn't exactly in love with the process of accounting again. It just seemed too much for me at the time, and it's not like product management is not too much. It just when something is too much and you have the love and the passion for it, you can still sail through. But when you're just at your wit's end, you don't enjoy it anymore, and you just did it to get the good grades, you don't really have the love there. So that was one catalyst for me that, okay, yeah, I'm not in love with accounting anymore. I know my parents have schooled me in accounting, wasted money, but I'm gonna be able to have transferable skills, especially since this is a financial technology company, to use some of the sense and knowledge and resilience I learned from studying accounting from the business school in the University of Ghana and transfer it into this role. Trust me, if you search out there, it depends on what role you want to transition into. Just type it on YouTube. There's going to be so many videos giving you information and giving you links to courses that you can take for free, or you can even pay just a little bit to learn about it. So it's kind of easy. It's more like a role that you get used to while you're doing the role. I basically told her, yeah, let's do this. And then we submitted my CV, applied. I did the first round of interview, did amazing. Did the second round of interview. They asked me what's my salary expectation since I have no like experience in the field. And I lowballed myself because I felt because I have no experience in the field, I should lowball myself. I don't advise you do that. And I also made it very clear, you need to let them know, even though you don't have any experience, you're willing to learn every day aggressively to pick up on everything you feel someone who already has experience knows, so as to like nudge yourself on the same level with them a little bit, okay? And obviously I ended up passing that interview, and then I met the CEO, and then I passed that as well. It was such an amazing company. Personally, I think if you want to transition into any role, you can do it so far as you can sell yourself in the interview. The number of times I made this bono, I was willing to learn. I'm sure people applied that had so much experience than I did, but I kept hammering how I'll be willing to learn, how I'm taking courses right now as we're having this interview, and I'm preparing myself for the role because I am a fast learner. I am willing to pick up on everything I needed to pick up on. So after I got the role, every day alongside doing what I was expected to do, my CEO, my manager, would give me assignments on learning about cryptocurrency. I was even doing UX design and UI design. It's also another role in tech that you can transition into. It has to do with user experience, like, you know, the apps we use and how we interact with the apps, where the buttons are, how you click on stuff, like that has to do with that. And I even learned a little of UX and UI design while being a software product management. So that's one decision I do not regret at all. This is the part I think you're interested in. The tips and trick I would give you to be able to do the same thing that I did. First of all, before you even go out there to search for jobs and start applying, make sure your CV is tailored to each role. Don't make one CV and use to apply to every job. No. If you see what they're expecting from that particular person they would hire, try to tweak it. Don't say the same thing in your CV, but tweak the things in your CV to portray that you can do that. If you feel my vibe, I think it's very important. Tweak your CV before you even start applying, and start taking courses that you know are going to be beneficial to the role you want to transition in. After you get those courses and get the certificates, make sure you mention them in your CV so they'll know, even though you don't have experience, you are actively taking courses to push yourself to be on the same level with someone that has already taken the courses. I will be listing in the description box basically anything or any material that you need that would help you to find remote jobs, to find tech jobs that are hiring in Ghana, hiring all over the world, that they don't care where you are, they'd still hire you, stuff like that. And I know some of you are probably interested in the salary I was making. As at that time, I was making $800 Canadian dollars, which in Ghana cedis was about, at that time, was 5,000 something. Okay, and I had just come out of university, had no experience in any field. I'd only done a couple of internships in banks, but to be receiving 5,000 something, that's wow. Because I think I used 1 month's salary to buy a ticket to the UK. Because of the currency difference, I didn't mind because it was big when I changed it to Ghana cedis. Like, I was balling. Okay, I was balling. So I'd like to also talk about some challenges. Transitioning into a new, totally different profession does not come without its challenges. You are going to face challenges, because imagine all I know is accounting, all I know is balance sheets, all I know is debit and credit, and now I'm moving into cryptocurrency, I'm moving into Web3, I'm moving into application websites. It was hard. Okay, at that time ChatGPT wasn't a thing, so it's not like I come across something I don't know, I just quickly ask ChatGPT and ChatGPT tells me that, oh, this is what this is. The number of research you have to do as you go. You don't know anything about tech and you're transitioning into tech, so it's not just about the phones and the tablets you're seeing. There's so many things that goes into making websites work, making technology look the way it is, basically. Yeah, the second hard thing was, for me, when you work a remote job, there's time difference is going to take a toll on you, because the Canadians are ahead of us 8 hours and the company was in Canada. So when it's 7 a.m. there, you can just calculate what time it is in Ghana. I think it was like 3 or I don't know, I've forgotten. But yeah, basically, so it made it quite hard adjusting, especially while I was doing my national service. It was a full-time job as well, so I don't think I disclosed I was doing my national service, because I think the job role was a good job and I wanted it. I plan to take up internships in companies in the UK to like just get my experience, years to go high, because that's how you're able to land interviews without doing too much. I have no interest to go back into accounting, so I am still in tech. So yeah, and it's one of the best decisions I ever made, because there's money in tech. Okay, no, make nobody lie you. There's money in tech. Another thing, I'm so happy I didn't forget this. Make sure to build your LinkedIn. If you know your LinkedIn looks shabby and looks like you're playing, make sure to go, because most tech companies will ask you for your LinkedIn. That's how they're able to follow up on jobs you've had, companies you've worked with. My company asked for that, and at that time my LinkedIn had just my senior secondary school in University of Ghana. I had to update it with my YouTube, update it with the fact that I had done national service with a couple of banks. Like, make your LinkedIn market you, basically. Yes, the conclusion of all this is, if you want to transition into tech, you can do it, because I learned everything I know right now on the job. Okay, I had no prior knowledge apart from the courses and the videos I watched from YouTube, and you can do it too. I believe in you. So yeah, thank you so much for watching the video up to this point. I hope it was very helpful. I'm going to have all the websites I know you can search for remote tech jobs that are hiring all over the world in the description box. I'm going to have remote job posting websites in the description box. I'm going to have websites that feature both hybrid and remote jobs. So hybrid is like working in the office and working at home as well. I'm going to have non-profit remote jobs, that means you don't get paid for it. I'm going to have freelance job boards. Freelance is like you don't stay with one company, you can move from company to company. Fully remote companies that you should like look out for every once in a while in case they are hiring somebody. That means all employees on that company are remote, so if you're applying for a job that you know it's going to be from home and they hire from all over the world. Companies with remote positions, so maybe other companies in other roles in the company are not remote, but they do have some roles that are remote, so you can check them out basically. So this is a list of all the websites I'll have in the description box for you to check out. Like the video so I know you enjoyed it, and let me know if you want any further videos about product management, and I'll do that. And I'll see you guys in next week's video. Thank you so much for watching up to this point. I hope this video was helpful. I love you guys so much. Bye.